Hey guys, Grant Owens here with Alt Pop's leading emerging artist, King's Elliot, back again after COVID, in person, together.
Finally.
And you got your hair dyed today.
Yeah.
Fresh, ready for the show, just for us.
Yes. Yeah, just for you. I just did it for you.
I want to hit immediately. You just got off a North American tour with Imagine Dragons. We're definitely going to be talking about that. Most importantly, your sophomore EP is out, Bored of the Circus.
Yes.
And we're talking about that as well.
Yes.
But actually, let's get right into it because that's what we want to focus on here. Bored of the Circus, out now. And what inspired the title and album art?
So Bored of the Circus is a line out of one of the songs, Butterfly Pen. And in fact, this is the first line. And once we had written that song, and that was we wrote it in lockdown, so about 2 years ago. I immediately, once the song was written, was like, that's the title of the EP. I didn't have any of the other songs yet, but I was like, that's the title. Because to me, it just sums up so many things. I mean, the circus is in my head, and it's just about being bored and tired and fed up with what's going on in your head and having to fight those fires. And, it's kind of like a continuation of, obviously, the first EP that is also, obviously, about my mental health struggles, since it is something that has kind of been part of my life forever. I will continue to write songs about it. So this whole EP is a lot about acceptance as well, though. And that's kind of where the title came from. And the sad clown, which is the artwork, has been something that I had in my head for a long time. I've always wanted to be this sad clown because I think it's so melancholic and dramatic, but so beautiful to me. I just think it's so wonderful. And to me, it just represents mental health issues or mental illness or anything like that. Is this sad clown. I just think there's a beauty in it and sadness at the same time. And so that was what I wanted.
That honestly answers a lot of questions for me because you mentioned at school night you write a lot of sad songs, but it makes you happy. Has that always been the case?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me feel better because you're giving space to the sadness, and your soul and your body can just let it all out. And that's the way to do it. I mean, I can't keep anything in, even if I tried. I mean, I always have to let it out somehow.
You've sort of been talking about this, but you are an advocate for mental health. Just want to make sure, I want you to say whatever you feel about that topic real quick.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I've struggled with anxiety, panic attacks, and I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder about 4 years ago. But it's always been part of my life. I just didn't know what it was. And and I think for me, because I was so ashamed of how my brain worked and how I would sometimes behave because of these things, that it was just a lot of shame in my life and trying to cover it up and trying to not to speak about it because it's kind of uncomfortable for people around you. I'm also from Switzerland, and it's quite a conservative, little, beautiful country. But definitely for me, always felt oh God, I don't think I can speak about this stuff. So now that I do speak about it, and now that I have the courage to speak about it, I want to shout about it because I. Good
for you.
Yeah, because I didn't for so long. So now
That's amazing. So I mean, your lyrics are incredibly honest and talk about some of the themes. And I assume, do you want your fans to really connect on a personal level with your lyrics? Maybe it connects to their real life experiences, or they can apply some of your themes or lyrics.
Yeah.
Say if they're watching you live, they have a particular thought of their life when you sing that part of a song.
100%.
I feel as a real artist, that's what you want, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's I've noticed now, after the shows, when I go out into the audience and I speak to the people, and when they tell me, hey, I don't know, Till I Die made me cry because I feel this and that, and that makes you feel so, I don't know, it gives you this really warm feeling. I mean, it's really sad when someone relates to it because you're oh shit, they feel the same thing, and that's actually really terrible. But in a way, it makes them feel less alone, and it makes them feel understood, and that's really beautiful. And also, it releases something in people. I think sometimes when you can listen to a song and it makes you cry, you're letting go of something, and I think that's really important. And if I can do that for anyone, then that makes me very happy.
I love that. It's the true meaning of an artist. So do you feel like your new music, I mean, this is a tough question, compare your new music to where you were before. How do you feel? How does it compare to your existing music? Like,
I think
have
that
you grown?
yeah, I think it's definitely like it's a continuation of the world. So it's not like I've changed
Yep.
how how my music sounds, I guess, completely. But I've definitely tried some new things that I never tried before. New ways of like having beats in it that I didn't have before, because before
Sure.
it was a lot of just sway music, and now
Mhm.
it's like, okay, Till I Die has a bit of a drive to it, and I'm like, okay. So I'm like branching out, and I just feel like, yeah, I think I've opened up the world a little bit more.
Amazing.
And I'll do it again, next year for the next EP, but it's just like slowly branching out, and yeah.
Now, you recently wrapped up a tour with Imagine Dragons, North American Stadium Tour. What's it like performing in front of a stadium of fans? Where do you go emotionally to handle that moment before you step out on stage with this huge stadium of fans?
Well, honestly, I think I disconnect from my body for a little bit. I have to, because I freak out. Like, it's scary. But also, it's a very different thing. Like, when you're a support act, people don't know you, number one. They're not there for you. So do you know what I mean? So it's very different. So you have to go on stage and you're like, okay, these people aren't there for me, so I need to do my thing. They might not even be listening, but I still have to do my thing. And I think there's something very scary about that, because I don't know, you just kind of feel like, I don't know if they're rooting for me, I don't know, but I've noticed on this tour that Imagine Dragons fans are amazing. I mean, they're so supportive and so all-inclusive, and so, there was people that travel around to watch Imagine Dragons in like different states, and so they've seen me as well a few times, and they'd started learning the lyrics. They started making signs for me, being like sick puppies, and it was really beautiful. I mean, it was wonderful, and
That's amazing.
yeah, I mean, all you can do is just go into I don't know. I go into like survival mode.
Yeah.
You just kind of do it. It's really weird.
I mean, I even, like, looking at the pictures, I get chills, but
Yeah,
I
it's
can't imagine
really
actually
strange.
being out there.
And I never thought I could do it. I never thought I could do it. And to me, that just proves. I mean, I don't want to be cheesy, but like, you can do stuff that you don't think you can, because I never thought I could do it. If you would have told me that a year ago, I would have been like, there is no way in hell. Like, when we had our first interview, if you told me you're going to be singing in a stadium, like, I would have told you there's no way I can do it. I won't make it on the stage. Like, I will faint. And
But you did it, and
I
that's
did it anyway.
the moral of the story is we can do it. And
Yeah.
you can do anything you put your mind to.
yeah,
Just set your
yeah, it's true. It's
set
true.
yourself up for it, I guess. So you've had shout outs from amazing artists, Imagine Dragons, Melky Chance, Macklemore. I know you played with Louis Capaldi, all these great artists, which must be so rewarding. Any artists you'd like to collaborate with in the future, or work with, or tour with?
Ooh, I'd love to tour with Lana Del Rey. I'd love to tour with Lady Gaga, because she's just been on tour at the same time, and sometimes we were like playing the stadium right at night after her, and I'd be like, oh my God, it's Lady Gaga. She's just like the queen. So I would love to.
Let's manifest it. It's happening.
Yeah. That
Or at least have you on a track with her. How about that?
oh my God, yeah, that would be
Not
crazy.
bad. All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Again, Board of the Circus, your sophomore EP, is out now. Go take a look, go give a listen. Take a look at the music video. Talk about the music
Yes.
video real quick. That's out.
Yeah, we have Ashes by the Morning, which is out now, and it's a very simple video. I wanted it to be very simple because the song is very raw emotionally. It's very, very dear to my heart, and I wanted the visual to just like go around me, and I think it's shot beautifully. I mean, the guy that did it, Alex Deitch, he did so well. So I was very I loved it. I loved the video. And then at the end, there's just like, it's very literal, but there's just like ashes falling down. And I just think it's perfect. I love it. It's I think it's my favorite video that I'd have.
Ashes by the Morning is the name of the music video. The EP, Board of the Circus, out now, sophomore EP by King's Elliot, who's joining us today on We Found You Music.
Yay.
Thank you so much for stopping by. It means so much.
Thank you so much for having me, honestly, and for supporting me for so long. So that
I'll
means
continue
a lot
to support
as
you
well.
forever. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
joining us on We Found New Music.
Thank you.